The sanctions were brutal and crippling and served as an important function. Now it's their time to shine. It's their time to shine.
US President Donald Trump's decision to lift more than a decade of sanctions on Syria ignited celebrations across the country. After enduring years of war, record-breaking levels of poverty, and economic collapse, many Syrians see the move as a major boost in their nation's road to recovery. The announcement was followed by a meeting between Trump and Syrian President Ahmed al-Sharaa, the first such engagement between US and Syrian leaders in 25 years. It was hosted in Saudi Arabia's Riyadh by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, with Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan joining the talks over the phone. The most sweeping measures Washington had implemented against Damascus date back to the rule of ousted Syrian leader Bashar al-Assad. They were originally imposed to cripple his economy and isolate the regime after Assad launched a brutal crackdown on his people in 2011. While the sanctions were officially aimed at regime officials and their assets in the US, it was Syrian civilians who bore the brunt of the consequences. US investments in Syria and banking transactions were banned. Petroleum, Syria's main commodity, and other goods were restricted from export to the US. As a result, Syria's economy floundered and inflation soared. Though humanitarian aid was technically exempt, the fear of violating sanctions often hindered banks and organizations from delivering vital aid to the war-battered country. Following Assad's fall, the transitional government called for the immediate removal of all sanctions imposed during the conflict, arguing they now served only to punish everyday Syrians. So what does the lifting of sanctions mean for Syria and its people? Washington's policy shift towards Damascus indicates to the international community that doing business with Syria is no longer off limits. Foreign companies that were previously reluctant to trade with Syria can re-enter the market. Political experts say Syria will be able to reintegrate with the global economy, including by allowing bank transfers from investors. The crippled economy could begin to recover, with the potential for reconstruction projects to finally be funded. Not everyone welcomed Trump's move, however. The US's closest ally, Israel, had previously voiced strong opposition to the easing of sanctions on Syria. But Trump said the decision came after encouragement from President Erdogan and Crown Prince Mohammed.